Good morning, 5:55 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9/28, 2011. And we are going to examine the $395 call on Apple. And where the prices were here on 9/27, the high was 1540 and the low was 1270 on that day. Now remember, today is 9/28. So they've already taken the premium back down to $7.05. That means when you do the calculations is that you are no longer short-term price action inflated where reversals happen in volatility. Look at the prices are right back down here where they started. Okay, double bottom, they broke it out, they pulled them back in this area now. Here it is. Look on 926 right here, MMTs. Look at where the highs were back over here, way up over here. Wow. So you did have an inflated prices over here, and they came down. Then there was a market made, but here's when Apple was acting right, we were getting breakouts. You can see here where that 395 call can break out. The price action, negative price action premium is going to be, the greater that number is going to be the best wholesale entry price, naturally. So when we take a look at Apple at 399.26, okay, it's the end of the quarter. The thing about it is that there's a whole new mindset about Amazon.com and Apple and how they're going to compete with each other's gadgets. Who's going to lose money and who isn't, and who's going to bet against what and all of that. That's all public stuff. Who cares? Look at, they've been coming down off of the bottom and this thing has been bouncing $6. However, the top-down trade is that every time we get up in that higher price action, we have topped down. In a lot of cases, you can get $8.50 to $10 lately. So we're going to be looking at the key levels of that support level, because that's what the way that this trades down, and what we're looking for is that the price diminishes on the pullback, meaning that it's contracted, and then all of a sudden the buyers have control and off it goes higher. However, it's been being sold short. Intraday peaks come into play and they start sliding half bars below the previous half bar. Shorts come right back in on the name, and that's the way this name has been trading the last few days since that news got out. So we know what the relationship is, but we know that people have been buying at certain levels. And that's where we're going to make our transactions, just as we have done on all of our live entries and exits. And this is pre-market, and it's 5:59. This is, at this time, we still have 31 minutes to the opening bell in price action. However, in the futures markets, you had headline numbers today. The Dow was up at 1.74, but now it's only at 40. So that means that the futures have been selling down. And when futures sell down, then these price prints in the equities also fall in value. And that supports short side. I'm going to give some alarms right now. On the 399, I want an alarm set at, and let's get to that right here, 395 call. Here it is, 770 by 810. I'm going to want an order. We're going to look at a market at 620 by 650. That's the low end of that. Okay, if this is going to happen, then the equity is going to come down, and what it will do is that it would be maybe it's only going to be 3 teenies down to the opening bell on the bottom, and then it turns around and takes off. You'd be looking for that to support your buy side naturally. Okay? And vice versa would be that if you have the opposite reaction and you see that with the buyer and the seller, and they start contracting and going down in value very quickly, the bigger the 3-minute buy and sell action bar between that buyer and that seller, if it's 2 teenies, that's one of the verifiers you always want as far as how you going to verify it and why is that going to be accurate. And so when you are making a market, once again, between the public and their emotions and what they do, you're in the middle of their thinking and what they may think it is, but once again, who cares? It's where that price print is going. Okay? If it's going in the right direction, it will tell you in the platform. Welcome to the premier 6:01 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9/28/2011. And how do I make a market on this call option right here? Okay? I want to market down there at 570 by 610 as well. All right? And let's also line a 510 by 550 on the lower end for now on this 395 call bid. Okay? And it's 6:02 a.m. In order for that to happen, the reality would be in the price action here that the bid gets sold down very quickly, and I mean quickly, and it would have to drop down. Let's see if it drops down to somewhere around let's see what happens at 397.75. If that price doesn't hold, and you guys can verify it in your platform, Mr. Gibson, where would be a half a delta down and a quarter delta down? All right, watch that area. Remember that the name has gotten down there before, and if we see that on the opening bell, and you can, oh boy, you would have big declining red bars, and the ratios would be racing to negative highs, which support a short. And that would take the prices down here. To get those lower end prices, that's what's going to happen in the name. Right now, they're going to open them. We'll see what kind of premium they take out in here. But the thing of it is, we're not gapping down, so you're not going to see a lot of premium taken out. We'll see if they want to drop a bid down to 670 and pop it. Or 680. If they walk away, we can always get in here. We know how to do that based on the stock getting support. Same thing here with Google. We got a 540 call. We're looking at a 530 call that came down yesterday. 1830 was the high. We're looking at that because it gives us a chance to make a market $10 below wholesale and buying and selling back to the public. And that's what we're going to be looking at here on the 395 400 call, $410 put now. That put option, if it makes a high and then just starts dropping in value, then that means that this stock had made its support level and has turned to the upside, and the calls will go to the upside. Premier entry, exit, Apple, Google, calls, puts. Strike prices, 550 put on Google. Why am I watching it? I got my reasons. And the thing about it is 34.50 was a close. 24.80 was a low yesterday. But the last print was a $5 move almost at 29.30 on the 550. There's a spread there. All right? So if you're getting in down here at 25 or 25.50 or 25.20, you can sell it back to the public.